My name is Verinah Tumukugize, and I will just give a brief background of my family. The first child in the family of 7. So as my mother was about to give birth to me, she told me that a very tall man dressed in white, but that was Mchwezi, not Jesus Christ, came and gave her a tab in a dream, a tablet, and told her, "You're going to deliver this baby very well." So when she woke up in the morning, that tablet was right beside her. So she took the tablet, meaning there was a covenant at birth. So as I grew up, my father loved me very much, and he used to tell me that I don't want you to get married, my daughter. And I used to ask him why. And he used to tell me, men they disturb very much, so don't get married. So because he loved me very, very much, probably I thought that my father was protecting me. So when I got to I am a nurse by profession. So by then I was doing my diploma. As I finished my diploma, I got a certain gentleman who helped me with my research, and in that process, I got pregnant with my first child. But he told me that he was not going to marry me. Actually, he was even telling me to abort, but I refused and gave birth to that handsome son of mine. He's now in senior 1. So life continued. After 6 years, when the boy was 6 years, I met the father of my 2 children. And we moved in. We didn't, there was no official wedding or introduction. We just moved in, and I got married. But in the process, my dad died that time. So I got married to him. So after like a year of getting married, I got a dream of my late father telling me that, "How do you get married and you didn't tell me?" I told him, "But Dad, you're dead, where can I get you?" And he's like, "No, I'm home, you can come and tell me." But I got a lot of issues in that marriage. I got a lot of issues. I actually became a family head instead of becoming a woman. I was providing everything. My husband used to come back probably sometimes in the morning. Things were so worse. He used to tell me how he's going to get married, how I'm not supposed to be with him, all sorts of things. So I got frustrated so much till I started getting the thoughts of suicide. I got thoughts of suicidal tendencies. I became so depressed. I even went on medication until I met a counselor. And then she advised me either to stay and be happy in the marriage or to get out. So I decided to get out of that marriage. So in 2017, I was very, very down. I had a workmate called Sarah. She was part of Families of Valour. She brought me to Families of Valour in 2017. So I remember we were in Gerenge. So I think, of course, as people are praying for testimonies, for breakthroughs and all that, me, I had come to pray for death. I felt I wanted to die. But I didn't want to take my life because I knew I would not enter heaven when I took my life. So I came to the retreat to pray to God to at least find a way of taking me, find a way of me dying. That is how I came to retreat. So the 3 days that was spent on the retreat, me, I was praying to die. I didn't pray any other prayer apart from death. But of course, I kept on coming. I kept on being very active in Families of Valour. So but later, because now I had known Christ, I had started interceding and praying seriously. I felt like unless I pray to God and He brings a husband, because then I had started feeling like moving on. I may not get married or someone's son will be killed, but if God brings the husband Himself, then it will be God's will and He will not do anything. So I started praying to God to give me someone to get married. So in 2021, yes, in June, he got married and he wedded. And that was my prayer, because I even fasted for his wedding. I contributed for him. I prayed so much for that wedding to happen, so that nothing stops it. It was 2022, sorry, not 2021. So he got married. So in that course, I already had someone who is now my husband. Then he got married in June, and then my husband proposed in July. But before proposal, I survived a trailer accident. I think 3 days to proposal. I was just on the roadside waiting to cross. Then the border man came and hit me from the roadside and pushed me to the trailer. And the trailer just stopped, and the trailer just stopped at me like I was in the tires of the trailer, but it didn't hurt me. Then 3 days after getting that accident, that is when I got a proposal. But meanwhile, as I was planning to move on, I used to tell my mother that I'm going to get married again. And then my mother would be very, very furious that I shouldn't get married. Then I would ask her why. She's like, no, you already have children. You're not supposed to get married. You're supposed to stay here. You're supposed to take care of this family. You're supposed to build on the family land. Then I used to tell her, but I'm not a boy child, and you have 2 boys. So why do you want me to build on the land? Not knowing that I was covenanted to take over the altars in my father's house, because in my father's house, there is a bedroom that was separated that has the altars called the bachwezi. So they made a bedroom and put some things, and they do rituals at the end of like every year. So I didn't know that I was covenanted to be to head the altar. So that is when I learned why I have been failing in marriage. Actually, when I learned that, I even found I had to more forgive my former husband, because I knew he was not him. Whatever he was doing was not him. But the altars were pushing him to do bad things so that I could live. Because the covenant was to bear children, but not to get married. But then, of course, my now husband had already proposed. So I just wanted to hear what my mother could say. So my mother was saying that your wedding will never happen. Forget that. You can't go there. And even if you go there, you're going to fail. You're going to come out. It will never work, because that is what you're meant to be. You're meant to serve at the family evil altar. You're meant to be the head. You're meant to take care of your siblings and be the head of the family. I told her that cannot be. So one day, my uncle, the brother, called me. He's actually not even saved at all. But he called me to tell me that, Verinah, if you want this wedding to happen, you have to pray until your knees get bloody. Don't get off your knees. Otherwise, this wedding is not going to happen. According to what your mother is saying, it will not happen. But he said, I will not tell you what your mother said, because she's your mother and I am the brother. But you know that you have to pray very, very hard for this wedding to do what? To happen. My wedding happened here at the altar of Families of Valour. But like 2 weeks to the wedding, my husband was imprisoned. 2 weeks to the wedding, he told where he works out of the country. So he told the staff of the school where he was teaching that he's going for his wedding. And they told him, no, you can't go. It is time for teaching. And he had prepared to come at the time when they had a 2 weeks break. We were fasting with my matron Hope, and we were praying very hard. And I had my prayer. I had prayer mates. There was Pastor John. He did a very great job. He stood with me and prayed with me, and we prayed and prayed. So on Wednesday night, actually I was not even eating food, because remember, we had paid the service providers half. Everything was ready. But remember, my mother is saying that wedding cannot happen. Actually, my mother reached an extent of looking for my husband's number, because since she was telling me that I shouldn't take the wedding, I didn't even connect her with the muko. So she started looking for my husband's number to call him and abuse him and tell him not to marry the daughter. But of course, she didn't get the number. Then she started looking for the church where I was going to be wedded from. She wanted to come and tell the pastor to not to wed us, because she had not given me go ahead, or she had not accepted me to wed. So I got the letter, the wedding letter, that letter they give to the church to wed, from my brother. It is not my mother who gave me that letter. The Holy Spirit gave me a verse in Exodus 14:15, which says that why are you crying at me? Keep moving. So we had paid the service providers halfway. I had the man on the account. So I had told Aunt Lois, because she was the chief organizer, that let us stop paying the service providers, because we are not even sure if the man is coming or not. Of course, she knew everything. So on Wednesday, on Wednesday night, when I got that verse of Exodus 14:15, why are you crying to me? Keep moving. I actually encouraged the team, my praying team. I became even more energized than them. Yes, we were praying very hard, but of course we were fearing. We had fear in our heart. We were like, we shouldn't be ashamed. The devil should not win, because this is what is needed. So the next day, on Thursday, we paid our service providers. And on Thursday night, my husband slept very confused, not knowing what to do next. So in the morning, he was supposed to board at 11. The same person at the immigration who had refused to give him the sticker and also register his work permit gave him a call very early in the morning, like at 6. And then the person was telling him to direct him where he stays. He's like, I am going to take you to the airport. I am going to process for you the work permit from the offices of the airport. So for him, it was just like, it was as if he was dreaming. So he just directed the man. The man came with his car, and he took him to the airport, and he cleared him from the airport. And he even lined up with him to see that he has cleared up and he has gotten a travel stamp. So he made sure that everything was done. So the bag came later, like on Sunday, and the wedding rings were not there. So on Tuesday morning, the best man had to jump on a border. Remember, church was at 11, and that was around 10. The best man jumped on a border and went down and looked for rings on the street. And we got rings, and we went to church. But I'm happy that my mother came for the wedding. However, some of my family members, some of my sisters didn't come. For them, they completely sabotaged the wedding and they didn't come. So we had a very colorful wedding. We wedded on the 20th of December, 2022 in New Life Harvest International Church. And we had our reception at the Families of Valour. It was a very colorful wedding. I had a lot of support from Families of Valour members. I had a free gown, I had a free changing dress, I had free shoes. Actually, I was covered as a mugore. I was covered by Families of Valour. They really supported me so much. And probably going backward, when we were on the retreat of 2022, the retreat of 2021, and we were praying. I think it was Apostle, Prophet Alpha. Prophet Alpha was leading, And she told us to hold our hands and pray for what we want. So as I held my hands, I remember I held my hands with Shira, those ones who know Shira. So as we held our hands, she asked me, what do you want? I told her, I want a wedding. Then I asked her, and then she told me that she wants to see Jesus. So we prayed together. So as we prayed, I got a vision there and then. I got a vision of my wedding, and my wedding was, the theme color was orange and white, and the cake was orange and white. And when I got that vision, it was very clear. I saw a tent of Families of Valour on the wedding. Then I think I told Shira. I went and bought a cloth of orange, and it was my point of contact. Whenever I would go to my altar, I would present that cross as my point of contact. I would tell God, you showed me the colors of my wedding. Little did I know that actually the wedding was supposed to be even at the Families of Valour altar, because I just saw a flash of colors of Families of Valour. The cake was orange. And actually the way I saw it in that vision is exactly how it happened. But what was more interesting is that I think God was showing me that this is a Families of Valour wedding, because it happened at the Families of Valour altar. So thank you, Mama, for everything, for standing with us, Mama Betty. Thank you, Mama Ann, for standing with us. Thank you, everyone at the Families of Valour. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for praying with us. Thank you for lifting our souls. Thank you for everything. Thank you.